Alright. What the heck is going on, everybody? And welcome back. We are watching Serral's stream. He's back. His last stream, we just put up a video of it the other day, and it was cool. Serral was saying, I'm back. I haven't been away for a bit. I've had some personal projects and things going on, but it's good to be back. I want to just hop on, relax, have some fun. Well, guess what? His play was okay, but he was getting bullied a little bit and struggling also to take down some of the players. But now he is back just a week later, playing another live stream, and he's already had a great stream. He played a 45-minute banger against Beyond on this exact map, actually. He's played against a few other players, and of course, as happens when Serral streams for more than an hour or two, it's like the bat signal goes on the sky, and Clem finds out. Clem goes, Serral is calling for me. I am needed. And Clem has come out of the woodwork to snipe Serral. Now, from what I've heard, they play a few games in a row here where Clem keeps on sniping him. And I'm absolutely all here for it. Of course, we're watching from Serral's point of view, guys. I could have asked Serral and Clem for the replays, and I just don't think it's nearly as interesting as watching from that point of view. Now, obviously, point of view is a bit dizzying for some people, not for everybody, especially when he's playing Clem. You can see he plays a little bit faster, I feel, when he's playing Clem, because he's already trying to warm up and go, okay, I'm going to have to play at such a pace. I have to speed up. Now, we're going to unmute, of course. As always, we will try to do some more editing like we did in the last video where we add some subtitles if I'm drowning him out. I try to raise his volume when I can, lower my volume where I can to get us balanced, but it's really tough with these sort of reacts content, but also with a pro gamer's stream audio where his audio isn't always going to be the loudest, especially compared to if I put his overall audio up for the whole track. The battle is going to be deafening, right? Whenever there's a big fight, you're not going to be able to hear me or anything else going on. It's going to drown out everything. So I'll try to do some manual editing on the audio, but this should be a lot of fun. This is amazing, guys. Serral, hatch gas pool, super solid opening. It's one of the biggest maps in the pool.
Instantly pulled all the 6 queens. When the warpsome got initially into my base, I was too long with only 3 queens there.
He's still talking about the last CVP.
I instantly had 6 queens there. Well, I only 5
he says I'm too slow to get all 6 queens. I was
had even those
randomly
5,
2 minutes into a game against Clem. And Serral's talking about being too slow to get 6 queens together into the main base for the warp prism that caused him some trouble. I think he won that game as well. But this is Serral, guys. Like, he'll be stewing for days about
trying to not lose anything here.
One slight optimization mistake. All right, he said he's going to try to not lose anything here. He knows against Clem this is very tricky. But notice he rotates back not just the Zerglings, also the drone. Good micro, but of course he still loses the Zergling.
We always lose something here.
We always lose something here, says Serral. It's true, it's very tough not to. Now, the Queen and the Lings have to defend this Reaper in the main base. He wants to go spread creep in the natural. So the Reaper could jump up there, knowing that the Queen's out of position. But there we go. Nice, safe creep streamer positioning. 2 queens guarding it, guys. And we'll see exactly how he can go.
Stop the healing process right away there. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose like all my links here.
Oh my gosh.
This is awful, honestly.
I'm telling you guys, I'm so happy I've stopped playing Clem in weekly tournaments, guys.
I honestly feel like removing the Reaper regeneration would be like actually a good decision.
And obviously, it's not like I was ever competitive with Clem at the stage since he's been good. But seeing Serral get frustrated by his Reaper brings back my memory. Every time I had to play Clem, that Reaper would kill so much. It's impossible to fully deal with it. Like, if you kill Clem's Reaper early on with him making a mistake, it's such a rare treat. You feel so happy when that happens. Look at that. The Reaper there with the grenade might have been able to kill both Zerglings. Oh my gosh, he still beats both Zerglings. The Queens have to go to the front. He's got to pull drones to tank so the Zergling can hopefully finish the Reaper. I think he did manage to kill the Reaper finally. And the hell he
This game's awful. Like, I'm so out of it already. I mean, I didn't lose insane amount. It's just that everything's gone wrong.
Yeah, Serral's saying he's like, look, I didn't actually lose anything, but everything's disorganized basically, and my units aren't quite set up. My queens are not split. It's just a bit of a stressful situation. And this is often the experience. Even when you come out on top against Clem and you actually handle everything well, the stress itself starts to stack and build. And this is the experience of playing Clem in a Zerg versus Terran, where you've got to try and stay...
my creep's so bad. I'm just putting them backwards accidentally. This is just...
yeah, he accidentally spread his tumors back.
Game so far.
Yeah, Serral's not happy with this game so far. I think it's very salvageable. I don't think he's miles behind. It's just like it's how can Serral handle the frustration of what's happened so far in this game?
I can't even expand.
He can't even expo because he doesn't have creep there just yet. But, okay, that was well done. The Banshees do not have cloak yet. They could have cloak about now. It's 5 minutes. I'm surprised he doesn't have his spores up yet. I guess he knows Clem usually plays a pretty greedy 3 command center build. So he's not too worried about the cloak timing coming in. As the second gas is quite late. Ooh, almost gets a Hellion.
Something.
Ling run by would be excellent, but this is very greedy. If those Hellions run past his queens, Serral could get very punished.
No units home. Let's just hope he doesn't attack, I suppose.
Yeah, he's saying, look, I know this is risky. I just need to hope he just doesn't attack me right now because my Lings are on the other side of the map. But the Lings get surrounding the Marines. That's huge. That's huge. I'm telling you, he's all over this. Frustrated Serral that feels like he's getting his ass kicked is the best version of Serral. And those SCVs, they're getting wrecked. Clem a little bit too slow to surround them. Massive damage. That was very, very good. Really well played. And his queens are in position. These Hellions are damaged enough. And in Clem's mind, there are Zerglings behind those queens. We know there actually are new Zerglings that he's built. They're not on screen. I believe they're just next to the Evo chamber in the natural. I think there's a few Zerglings there at least. Maybe there's not. Maybe it's just the ones that just popped, actually. So Serral may have been getting away with some extreme greed there. But now that he's got the Zerglings, if the Hellions try to run past the queens, he should be fine with it. As always, guys, you always want to imagine the analogy I've been giving for over a decade for defending Hellions is you're an old school Myrmidon style Roman gladiator. Is it Myrmidon? Is that it? The guys where they have the trident and the net guys? And the queens of the trident, they're up front just stabbing at the Hellions. They don't do a lot of damage very quickly, so often the Hellions try to just run straight past them, and the Zerglings are the net. Zergling's very fragile, but they can stop the Hellions running past the queens.
I'm supposed to be in a good position, but I don't know, I just had such a hard time, actually.
A lot of Marine tank coming forward. Serral's saying, you know, this seems like it's actually maybe a decent position, maybe a good position, but it still feels like he's having a hard time. So he's unsure of his position right now. And it's not actually that big a Marine tank army. He gets the wraparound on the tank, which is excellent. The Banelings pulled back out of range. You could see Clem's tank was targeting them. Both Banshees! Both Banshees just died to the Queens. He just got the tank, both Banshees. That's all. This is huge. He's got a 5th base on the bottom. This is absolutely massive. This is huge. Okay, this is so big for Serral right now. He's going to surround the Hellions down there. There is a new tank on the front. Good micro, of course, by Clem, as always. Those Hellions running away. I'm surprised Serral hasn't sent Lings around to counter at this point. I thought he would have done that. He's going to just go for a big frontal engage. Queens are going to go forward to take the first tank shots. Marines get boom-boomed! Oh my gosh, you can see
moment.
That's why we leave experience points on, guys. It was really hard to tell how many Marines died, how many picked up, how many died. But you could see a ton of plus 50 experience points. Those were each one of those was a dead Marine. That's a lot of Marines that went down.
That base is actually so bad. Devastating. That's just so much money. I don't know. I'm just playing so sloppy here. Where's my macro hats? I never made any.
Serral's mumbling, guys. Like, there's not much I can do about his volume without making everything else deafeningly loud. It's not gonna happen.
Moments. It's just plays so bad on the macro side here that it doesn't really help.
Like I said, this is Serral streaming. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, you're getting a much better experience because I will be adding subtitles. But a lot of these I can't fully understand what he's saying either, unless I crank him to 1,000. At which point you really got to be careful of headphone users. Will blow people's eardrums out. Because he's super focused on playing a very competitive game.
Bad play here. I don't know what else to say.
This is just bad play here. I don't know what else to say. Okay, so he's frustrated right now because he's just not dealing with this double-pronged pressure as well as he could. He feels like he's 2 steps behind on his macro. He feels like he should have his 5th base fully protected, but getting that 5th base denied in the bottom is what's really pissing him off. Because if he had that up, he'd be in a massive
how did he get there without me spotting?
He has no overlords on the south. Serral is rightfully frustrated with himself, guys. He says, how did he get there? Realizing this is a silly mistake for him. Oh, and he loses chitinous plating as well. This is massive, man. This is massive. Oh, and the redrop, and he doesn't leave his Zerglings there. Serral's so tilted, guys. He's literally not even in a bad position, but he is so tilted right now because he's making a whole bunch of errors No overlords along the edges on the south or the top left of his natural either. Both of those are massive mistakes. You're meant to have overlords on the edges 5 minutes ago. We're at 10 minutes in the game. The fact that he doesn't have vision of where the drops are coming from is not something that Serral normally expects that sort of mistake from himself. And you can see here, the Marines just keep redropping, distracting him, and that's causing more mistakes.
That's the biggest mistake you can do as a Zerg, I feel like.
That's the biggest mistake you can do as a Zerg, I feel like, he says. Just leaving your Banelings hanging out in the middle of the map there, unguarded, letting the Marines stim on them off creep, really removes the splash damage of his army.
Oh, well, I'm so surprised this game, but I guess it's just the macro was so bad. I think I was in a pretty good position.
Yeah, he's saying, I'm so surprised this game. Actually, my macro is just so bad this game.
No, it's
I
of
think I was
course
in such a good position.
Completely losing already at this point.
He's still not dead. It's just he's reeling and Clem's being really annoying with the libs. Oh my gosh, this move is so nasty. If he can get that queen around that lib zone, he can clean this up. He's going to try and fungal in the middle of the Infestor. Unfortunately, I think dies to that Widow Mine in the front. Meanwhile, the medevac still dropping around. Queens will deal with that one. The Ling counter gets in. Can it cause some damage? It'll do something. Queens dealing with the Liberator. The Natural gets cleaned up. The Liberator on the south already went down. He lifts a bunch of buildings. Clem does have 4 bases, but his third has to lift. He loses a bunch of infrastructure, including the second factory lift. Clem's multitasking is disgusting right now. The Infestors are looking for the fungal. He's looking for the fungal! He gets it! He gets the massive fungal! Absolutely monumental fungal. You could see the way he pulled the Infestor forward, went back, did something in the main, went back to the front. He wanted the Infestor to be the first bit of army that Clem saw, so there was no time for Clem to react. Doing that in the midst of this chaos, this disarray, and also the frustration, which is so clear in Serral's commentary and his experience right now, that was a very clutch moment. Does he lose his 5th base again for the 14th time? Yes, but he kills a giant army for it.
Or whatever that is called.
Still got SCVs going down on that base as well. He's trying to bring the Queens to deal with the Liberator in the south side. He does have a bit more edge vision on the edge of the map now. I think he should expand to the top left, guys, and I think he should have done it a little while ago. Serral's gonna run out of money if he's not careful. Against the 4-base Terran, if he can get a 5th up and a 6th, he's fine here. But he's only now rebuilding Chitinous plating. He wanted to have Ultras out a while ago. That Ultra Cavern Snipe has hurt him. He's got a lot of gas, so he just pulled off gas on his third partially. I think he left 1 or 2 on the gases, but basically he's focusing on minerals. And I really think where that Ling army's going in the top left, he needs to expand there right now.
I see, I killed a lot at some points in this game, definitely, so maybe there's some potential.
I killed a lot at some points in this game, so there's definitely
no map
some potential
whatsoever. I'm just not getting my 5th base up.
Yeah, he just can't get his 5th base up. He misses the fungal.
He missed the fungal, that's the first time.
Oh, that hurts. Missing the fungal really hurts there. It's crazy that Serral plays this well when he's so clearly tilted off the face of the earth, guys.
I think we're both playing a bit sloppy here.
We're both playing a bit sloppy now. He's kind of going... Clem on his absolute A game would not be like letting me have these little bouts of success in the midst of this shit show of a game.
Actually, I think if I didn't lose that base, maybe I actually had a good position here.
Yeah, he's saying if I didn't lose the 5th, I'd be in a good position. He needs to expand top left, guys. This one here, if he takes this base, it just gives him that extra chance, man.
That's how it feels like at me.
Serral's frustrated because he's not satisfied with his play. That mentality keeps him sharp, and it's a really useful post game. Most players, if they have that in the front of their brain while the game is happening, it makes them play much worse. Usually the competitive mindset is accept you did something wrong, and it's often your mentality and being good at that mentality is about being able to deal with that quickly and then stay in the moment. Serral can spend 5 minutes fuming about previous mistakes in the game and still play at top tier level, and it's wild. Oh man.
Trying to kill his middle base.
He wants to try and kill Clem's middle base. I think this is a huge mistake. Maybe not a huge mistake. I mean, obviously it checkmates Clem, but it's a dangerous move because if you don't get it, you're in trouble. But Clem's army, where's Clem's army? Clem got a lot of units pulled into the natural there. You can just snipe it and run away. You can just snipe it, run away. Banelings moved into the mineral line to stop the SCVs from repairing. He's going to pull back, and he gets an Infestor fungal there as well.
That was a pretty bad game, honestly. I was so far ahead.
15-minute game against Clem. Clutches it with sick fungals, and his immediate response is, yeah, that was a pretty bad game, actually. I was so far ahead. Remember how, like, 3 minutes, 4 minutes in, he's like, oh, this game's bad. I'm getting wrecked. Everything's chaotic. But it's so funny because I think what I love about Serral and the way he commentates so much while he's streaming is he'll kind of go, this is terrible. But he's always got, like, the kind of reasoning voice where I only really have this at a high level happen when I'm after the game in the replay where I go, oh, this was terrible. Oh, actually, but look at this thing. It was okay because of this, but then I made this other mistake. And you kind of go back and forth and you're kind of balancing. Am I ahead? Am I behind? What am I doing well? What am I doing poorly? Serral has that going live in real time while playing at 400 APM against the best Terran in the world. And it's such a pleasure to watch.
Today's definitely not the greatest day ever, but I get like all his marines and like 7 marines.
Today is not the greatest day ever.
Talking 7 marines here.
That was huge.
Let's see the SCV lost it. Yeah, 11 SCV, 7 marines for like 15, 12 links or so.
That put him in an amazing position, that run by.
Yeah, he was pretty dead here already.
He was on 74.
That's what I mean. This
47.
game was pretty awful by me, honestly.
Pretty awful by me, honestly. Yeah, I did not realize the economy difference was that big.
He kind of traded me back there already. Get the Banshees in the end, which was actually pretty big, I thought.
So chat says, what did Clem do to throw that? Yeah, he literally...
I got that army for free. I'm like, yeah, 30 supply ahead with Hive done.
Yeah, he was dead. But yeah, basically, so what he's analyzing is Clem was dead. 20 to 30 worker lead, Hive finished. Serral was so far ahead at this point, but then Clem kept sniping his 5th base down the bottom, and he didn't have overlords on the edges, the drops kept sneaking in the main, he lost his ultra cavern, so Serral was really annoyed at this stuff.
In the end, which was actually pretty big, I thought. I even got that army for free. I'm like, yeah, 30 supply ahead with Hive done. Yeah, that's when the downhill started, when I lost that base. Can't really lose the 5th. He's actually already got me up in supply. I don't even know what happened there, but... yeah, I didn't really lose anything. We didn't even trade. But he's already catch me in supply there.
How did he already catch you in supply? That
Ultra then actually didn't.
Yeah, I think Clem, yes, he's caught Serral in supply, close to, but it's not that much. If you had ultras building, like you're basically max, you're on 85 workers. Yes, you lost your 5th base, which is annoying, but 167 supply is not that much for Terran. The upgrades are even, and you've got Hive Tech. 6th, 7th, 8th barracks has just started. I think Clem's still pretty bad infrastructure-wise at this point because he doesn't have 5th command center, no 3-3 on the way, no 2nd starport, no Ghost Academy. There's a lot of infrastructure that's missing, whereas as a Zerg at this point, you're like, I guess I can add a Spire to get some Corruptors. Maybe build a couple Infestors, maybe build a couple Vipers, but essentially your tech tree is very much closer to complete than the Terran tech tree. But it's just these drops bouncing around, sniping his Ultra Cavern, dancing in and out. It's lack of vision and lack of good unit splits that really cost him.
Die there, it would have been pretty nice, I would imagine. Yeah, I'm definitely ahead in tech there, but it's just way too hard game, honestly. If I didn't do the run-bys, I would have definitely lost that game.
All right, so at the end of it, Serral says that was way too hard of a game. If I didn't do the run-bys, I definitely would have lost that game. Talking about, of course, the big lings on the natural that killed a bunch of SCVs at the start, as well as the Marines. But then also, he kept doing ling run-bys on the 3rd that did a lot of damage. Even though there was a tank on the high ground, he cleared the factory with the reactor. Even if it has to lifts and rebuilds the reactor, it's a massive problem. And not only that, oh my god, Clem's going to snipe him with Protoss. When did Clem's Protoss hit 7.1, by the way? Sorry, guys. To wrap up that previous game, so we can move on to this one. When did Clem get 7.1? Is that rank 1 now? Well, is that rank 1 on EU? Can you guys give me an update on EU ladder? Can I clickbait this video as battle for rank 1 ladder? The rank 1, that's crazy. Clem's Terran is way lower. That's so funny. I think he leaves his TVTs and swaps to Protoss when he runs into Terran players, which is maybe part of why. But anyway, to sum up that last game, guys, as we go into a ZVP, yeah, basically, even if you land your factory and rebuild the reactor, it takes such a big delay on your Widow Mine production, which really hurts you. But it seems like Serral just dominated the early game of that last match, killing both Banshees and the tank on the first push, getting to 80 drones and defending the first Marine tank push. It was basically over from there. So even though Serral accidentally spread his creep tumors backwards one time, which he was not happy about, he had mistakes left, right, and center, he does win the game against the best TVZ player in the world. And now we're going to be going into a Zerg versus Protoss on Mothership. Now, this is going to be fascinating. The last time that Serral played against Clem, guys, ZVP was back on the ley lines map pool, and Clem 2-0'd him, I believe. Now, to be fair, Serral often will kind of play fair. He won't try to cheese you. If he's like, oh, it's your off race, or I'm playing against Alpha Star or something like that, Serral will very quickly just kind of, he'll give you the safest match you can possibly have and let you play stand. And I remember Clem was taking 3-minute third base with no wall off of like a single adept, going 1 Stargate Tempest. So he would just start rallying Tempests across the map and start just picking off queens. And then he would just go Blink Stalkers after that. So it was like an Oracle into Tempests, super weird opening. And then he would just kite backwards across the map with like 2 to 3 Tempests and Blink Stalkers. And he'd also add the stasis traps and stuff as well. With, but it was just such an odd style because you're like, wait, who does this? And you're like, well, it's Clem. He just wants a move and shoot composition that he can just constantly attack with. And basically, because his opening was so greedy and he'd get away with it, and then he would just do a fighting retreat across the map with Stalkers and Tempests. And Serral was just like, okay, he'd chase and he couldn't catch anything. And then he'd run backwards. And Clem, the moment you turn back to retreat, Clem's on his tail, picking off roaches, picking off zerglings, blinking on ravages. And it was like, basically, we saw something very clearly. Clem is Clem. He has got insane micro. And if you let him, ooh, I like the Overlord hiding on the pillar. It's cute. That he knows that Clem is top right. Serral found out that if you let Clem get away with a greedy early game and just have a similar kind of army to you, he will just micro his way to victory, right? He will just blink, 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 blink. Now, if you catch Clem off guard as he's being greedy, one of the best ways to play. I wonder, because I think Serral's going to try and play safe macro against him again, and I think he's going to let Clem get away with a super greedy build again. I worry that this is absolutely the wrong way to play here against Clem. But also it's exciting because that's the way Serral plays sometimes is I want to give myself the hardest challenge. I don't want to just cheese out a guy who's not that experienced in PvZ. He might be one of the best PvT players in the world right now, but his PvZ, yeah, I could take him on.
The adept. Which he actually does. So it's actually a double chrono with no move out. That's pretty good for me, I would imagine.
Okay, so he's just identified the double chrono on the gateway. But because even though the 2 Zerglings die, they see that it's an Oracle, and he knows that the second Adept had to chase those Zerglings into the main. And he says, this is pretty good for me, because if you've put 2 Chronos into those gateways, but one of the Adepts hasn't joined on the front, I can stay on just 3 Zerglings for a little bit longer. Already. He'll build a few more Zerglings now, because the second Adept could join up on his side of the map, but it's so delayed
what I'm talking about, so.
that Serral's been able to get a few more drones out here, which has been really, really nice for him. I'm going to turn Serral's volume up a little bit more in this game, guys, as he's been very mumbly today.
He's still on the map with the Adepts.
He's still on the map with the Adepts, even though link speed is done. A bit dangerous if the Oracle's not there to protect them. Also means the third base could potentially get cancelled. But Clem will play a mixture of extreme greed and aggression.
Evo Chamber. Playing pretty greedy here, I'm not gonna lie.
Clem's playing pretty greedy, I'm not gonna lie. What do you expect? What do you expect? He's playing Protoss against
That's one
Serral.
thing like what off races always do. They think they can get away with
He said this is what off races always do. They always get away with just silly greed. 100% they do.
He gets away with it. So
gets away with it? No, he doesn't. He's going to lose both.
Okay, no,
loses 2.
Then. That's good.
Okay, that's good. He gets both the depths. But he's totally correct. Off-race players will always just take bigger risks, and they're often oblivious to the risks they're even taking. They're just kind of going,
quite good in the end there.
Let's do this. Let's do this. And they don't even realize, like, hey, this is like, for a main Protoss player, this is obscene greed. And that's something Serral should have expected going into this, but I might be a bit more mentally prepared. It was over a year ago, I think, when Serral played those matches against Clem.
No safety nets, just going straight. Lots of melee into lair.
Yeah, I've upped the volume a bit for this one, so hopefully the live audience can hear a bit better.
She could have killed it. I didn't even have a spore.
It's going to be tough in battles, but we'll see how we go. Third spore goes down. He's got 3 queens there, but those queens could easily get pulled out of position.
Roach warren here.
He's kind of umming and ahhing about the roach warren.
I think I don't think he had anything going there when I got in there.
He's basically saying that looks like a fake chrono. He's wondering if it's charge or delayed glaive adept. Because warping in stalkers in front of it and chronoing the twilight, I don't know. Is he pretending he's rushing blink? Is he actually rushing blink? Serral's not sure. He sees 3 oracles though. He's trying to build a 4th base. And he will have +1 melee, which is good against stalkers. So he'd like this to be more of a stalker style.
Yeah, so
he confirms it now. Cancels the roach warren. No baneling.
Definitely what it looked like.
And a 5th base at the front.
Should be a fantastic start.
Should be a fantastic start.
Maybe just here.
Yeah. Don't take the front hatchery. That's a better hatchery there. Still awkward, but basically he says, look, I know the Blink Stalker Oracle Pressure's coming. I've got Mass Link. He should try to loop about 20 Zerglings around the left of the map. But I think he thinks Clem might come through the middle.
There's a timing here.
So he's gonna, okay. So Clem went through the middle to the left, so he's gone around the right. Okay, I would have expected the opposite, but that's because I'm a dum-dum. Beautiful links around, guys. He's got melee as well. So he's going to take out the battery. The adept's getting surrounded.
There.
It's a slow zealot warp in as well. Oh, Clem misplaced his pylon on the bottom right of the Nexus. It was too far away. So that was a slow zealot warp in, which takes 11 seconds rather than 4 seconds. Huge mistake.
Really?
Oracle's come back to save the day. But this is already excellent. And he's straight into Hydra.
I made so many links for no reason. That's so bad.
He's made like 60 Zerglings.
I know, Clem... I was so confused what should I do that I kind of just messed everything up, honestly.
Well, it's Clem. A lot of the time, Clem would commit in this sort of scenario. He should send half the Stalkers across the map.
Well.
He shouldn't send all the Stalkers on this, all the Zerglings on this. Half of the Lings should have gone into the 3rd base of Clem here.
Come on, guys, get in there.
The Oracle's standing their ground is kind of crazy here. This is a great trade for Serral. Lings are free. You can lose 7 Zerglings for every Stalker to trade evenly. He probably only lost 3 or 4 at most per Stalker there. That was a very good trade.
Banelings, I don't know, man. This is not great.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you play without Banelings...
definitely not the greatest game ever played. I'll tell you that much for free.
This is definitely not the greatest game ever played. I'll tell you that much. He's so friggin' dryly condescending towards himself. I love it.
If I just
I love his
thinking of doing, I would have been
stream of consciousness. Banelings are also really crucial. They're crucial for defending storm timings, for breaking a defensive storm zealot setup, defending zealot run bys. Banelings in general really help and allow you to get to hive tech. They allow you to hit Hydra Bane timings and just play a Hydra Bane style. They're really good against this sort of attack. Queens are good tanks, but without many Hydras behind, he's going to lose all of his queens very quickly. Luckily, enough Hydras rallying in, and there's Lings behind. Oh, this is big. Remember, he's got +1 melee, so the Zerglings do okay against these Zealots. The Zealots kill them quickly, they kill the Zealots quickly. He's got his bases up. Remember, Serral was also upset earlier about not droning the 4th and overbuilding Zerglings.
That much in the end there.
But I think he's killed so much of the Protoss army, and Clem's 4th is also delayed.
It does definitely feel as long as I just have Banelings on both sides, I should be good to go here.
Yeah, and he says, as long as I have Banes on both sides, we should be good to go. Obviously, he feels this is a Gateway Man style, where there's just going to be Zealot Stalker running in from all sides, and that really is hard to stop when you're behind economically. He feels like he's stable on 5 base now. His 5th base has 10 workers on it. I was going to say, there is a spore missing there.
No way for him to hold this push, but then again...
And the thing is, I think Clem will pivot Storm.
More times wrong than right. So.
I don't think he's really going full Gateway Man. Oh, it's Colossus! Alright, Ling's trying to get on top of this. Second Colossus comes in. Bane Speed's not ready, but you can see how small this Protoss army is. He leaves a squad at home. That's huge. So many players would not leave that squad at home, and they'd lose 20 drones to those Zealots while all this was happening. But he knew he's got to have an anti-Zealot squad ready for it. The Colossus having to spend all of its time walking rather than running. Finally, Bane Speed kicks in.
Style.
And that's just too much Zerg on the dance floor. He's too far ahead here. Okay. So despite letting Clem get away with a greedy opening to a certain extent, he handled it really well.
Just quite bad, honestly. I was just winning very hard. I don't even remember what happened, but...
just winning very hard. I don't even remember what... He's like, wait, how did I get so far ahead?
Oh, yeah, the link run by was just so good, I think. Well, to be honest, like, I just made like 70 links after it, so I don't think it was that bad even for him.
Yeah, making 70 Zerglings off 60 drones.
Drones at this point already.
is not advisable, but I think it's really good for
there,
most
Robbo.
players. I think what Serral's done here is actually kind of like the old... you guys remember the Scarlet 50-50 build? She'd go to like just above 50 drones with +1 melee, and she'd make like 50 Zerglings. It was like 50 drones and then 50 Zerglings, because in that meta, everyone would go oracles into a really fast blink pressure, and they'd commit really hard to it. And by just getting up her 3 mineral lines and then making a ton of Zerglings with +1 melee, she would shut it down and trade really well against the Stalkers. That's obviously such a simple overcommitment to mass Zergling to counter a blink pressure, which you kind of need to get a good trade for that to be worth it. And Serral, he went to 60 drones, or just under, I think it was 58 or 59. But you can see how he's like, dude, not droning my 4th at all is really dangerous against Protoss because my economic growth is bad. But you can see, he said this run by was good enough that it was all okay. And you watch this next sequence, we'll hear his thoughts.
I didn't even see the robot. I remember seeing it. It just didn't register. Because there was only one robot, so I didn't even think it was Colossus, to be honest. Yeah, I guess it's pretty good for me. If I just had a faster bailing list, would
At
have
that
been
point,
very easy.
up 20 workers, because he immediately droned after shutting down the map control there. Went from 60 to 84 workers just like that. And then absolutely smashed. Now, it says his MMR is 58,900, guys. Is that correct? Was this did he get D-ranked or something on this account? What the hell? Oh, it was still animating. Okay, guys, sorry, never mind. He was still animating. It was still animating. Right. So basically what happens is the number counts up. It goes from 0 up to your MMR count very quickly. But he tabbed out as it was doing that, so it froze, 5, 6/7 of the way up to 7k MMR. Awesome. These guys' MMR, though, is really close now. That's sick. All right, guys. Well, Clem is now going to go back to
Terran user.
Old Republic yet again, and a Terran user, says Serral there. Obviously, Clem's MMR not as high with Terran. People were pointing out that his Protoss, he only has like half of his games or less. I think it was pretty low percentage, maybe a lot less than half of his games, sorry, are PvP. And he mostly plays PvT and PvZ and has very good win rates in both. But I think his PvP win rate was just above 50% for Clem. But he seems to kind of snipe either Serral or Raynor when they're laddering, or just snipe other Terran players with his Protoss. So, whereas his Terran obviously, I think, might be leaving games when he runs into Protoss.
Maybe some Mutaling Bane here for the old time's sake.
Sorry, when he runs into Terran opponents, he dodges TVT. I think he leaves the game and then queues Protoss to try to rematch them. So that's why his Terran MMR is about 500 MMR lower now, which is interesting, to say the least. Hatchery's going to go down here on this right side. Clem smurfing the top GM ladder, funnily enough, right? It's smurfing light. Obviously, oh, what's this lag? So we're getting some lag spikes? Hopefully it's just this stream. Hopefully it's just his kind of a recording software or whatever. Hatch gas pool, standard opening, guys. Second Overlord does go out to the left. He's checking for proxy barracks there in case there is a proxy marine rush.
Going there, I never know.
It's pretty rare that happens, though. He's going to pull it back to the center, though, because proxy marine could happen on the right side of the map. We are still at 30%, yeah? I keep it at 30%, guys. Any louder than that, and the fights will get a bit
Yeah, try to get a good early game here, actually. Not lose so much to the first Reaper. Oh, why is that drone AFK in there?
Try to get a good early game here. Revolutionary idea from Serral. Doesn't want to let that Reaper get any kills. I remember he talked about this in the previous game as well. And I think you just see the reason he's reiterating these basics to himself is he realizes just how important it is to not give Clem momentum. Because if Clem gets a little bit of momentum, the game becomes drastically harder. So one of the big things that I always point out is if you delay taking your third too long, you sometimes lose the game just from the Reaper blocking the third base.
I'll just double inject this time so it doesn't jump in my main and be annoying.
Okay. Hides the drone just in case. Because he was already next to the extractor.
I'm gonna lose a Reaper here. Or whatever.
And the Reaper's going to be annoying. Notice he dodges the grenade by moving towards the Reaper. Okay. And then he doubles back to move away. This is a clean defense, though.
Oh, never mind.
Still loses a Zergling. Of course he does. This time he went double inject, guys. Remember he went Creep Tumor earlier last time? So it's a slight difference in how he's executed this. Third queen starts in the main because he wants to bring 2 queens to the front so that they can shoo the Reaper away and protect the Creep Tumor. Single queen doesn't do enough damage.
Reaper's just casually full HP already. That's fine, I suppose.
He was hoping the Reaper would be damaged for a bit longer so that it can't really come in here to threaten.
Little kiss
But
there.
He's like, that's okay. We do an inject, we get the creep tumor down. You should be rallying these 3 drones. Your first lava inject in the main usually rallies back onto gas guys. He actually let those drones rally to minerals first, and then with just the kind of tail end of that lava inject and the lava that popped out after he's rallied back onto gas. But usually it's about 3:30 you want those 3 workers going back on gas. So nonetheless,
Nothing
kind of
gets
following...
me going as much as the Reaper does.
Oh!
So risky by him, but
That's so risky by
we
him.
like to see.
That's what we like to see. Yeah, Serral's feeling himself. I like it. He's going to sack the Overlord in about 3.5 minutes. Is normally when we tell people send the Overlord in. 3:45 is when Serral's sending in. It's a bit later. But nonetheless, everything else is being clean. And often you can get away without even scouting at all. And you can see he's like, there's a Marine on the edge.
Almost
Playing
gave
Clem.
him the free
He
entry
should send a
to my
Zergling
base,
across.
but
If he's not going to sack the Overlord, he should be trying to sneak a
luckily
Ling in
came
the
to
front.
my senses until I see.
He's realizing he doesn't want to risk playing blind here. There's no need to. He sees a 3rd command center now. He could pull back straight away.
Know what he's doing, but I'm not.
And he's
getting any
decided
info,
3rd
that's
command
for
center is
sure.
all he needs to see. Now he sends the Zergling. You can see Serral's a little slow on this. He's actually, he
Poor
could have just
Hellion.
sent that Zergling ahead of time. You should always try to have a Ling ready on the 3rd to try to run in the front. Usually, especially if the Marines are in the main, you can run straight up the ramp and just confirm, is there a tech lab on the Star, or is he going 2-1-1 after these first 4 Hellions? Because these all require different responses. And already just there, seeing a 5th and 6th Hellion gives him a lot of information. Tells him this is not going to be an early double
There's
medevac
only one
Marine
spore
block with
here.
Stim. Probably a Banshee. Could be Liberator, but almost always a Banshee. He's building the Spore in the Liberator positioning. But it is a Banshee.
it is
That
just a
confirms it.
Banshee.
So he should be building a Spore in his 3rd and his main right now, unless he thinks his lair's on time. Which I don't think it is. I think
That
he's
is
gotta build a Spore
fantastic
in...
news for the Muta believers.
Oh, he wanted to play Mutas. He said, this is fantastic news for the Muta believers. I don't know if his chat bribed him to play Mutas or what. Mutas is just good on this map in general. But what he's talking about is Banshee kicks in really late. Some of the slowest tech harassment. Part of the reason it's good is it gives you air control. You know what doesn't? It doesn't care about that? Mutalisks. Mutalisks are totally fine. And notice here, he's got his queen split on two sides. The Lings are ready. If those Hellions run in between, the Lings would have stopped them. He would have been able to roast some drones on the 3rd, but the Hellions would have died in the process. So not a risk he's willing to take. Queens are out front. Banshees take a bunch of big volleys. And what's so good is this defense has been excellent without him even having to show the Mutalisks yet. And once the Mutalisks are out, they
Supply
can slap
block
down the
again.
Banshees.
This is just a classic at this point.
This is just a classic at this point. I don't know exactly what he's talking about there. Often when I go back and edit these after, I understand exactly what he's saying because I can boost his volume.
Oh my god, how did I see the Banshee sneeze there? So
times 10, and I can replay it a few times. You know, it's always hard in real time to do these. But hopefully we get a few of those subtitles in if it looks anything important. Of course, he was a bit surprised that the Banshees snuck north there while cloaked, but they didn't really. It was one drone, a bit of mining time. It's not serious damage. Serral's got 4 bases up. He should have Mutas building now. He's going to take the 5th up north.
Are just sneezing behind my base.
It's interesting because I'm a massive believer that you should always take the 5th up north as your this should be your 4th base,
God,
and then you should expand on the other side.
Units.
But you'll see at the level he's playing against the likes of Clem, you wouldn't really be able to get the creep out here and defend this hatchery if you took this as your earlier base. Even now as your 5th, it's hard to keep up without having to cancel it once or twice. Now, the queens are getting jumped on in the front. He needs to bring all of his queens back together, which he's going to. He's going to leave 1 queen and 1, or maybe 2 queens and an overseer up
That's
there.
actually so late on those.
7-minute double Evo. Yeah, that's crazy late. So his Mutas have to go around and try to sneak into the base now. Clem, of course, doesn't know your upgrades are that late because your 1-1 would never have kicked in by now. Unless you rush the double upgrades, which he clearly didn't. Widowmine gets a decent
my
shot.
army.
Serral's not too happy with that. Did he just say armor? Is he talking about air armor? Because I don't think his carapace is finished. His Evo's finished just yet, did they? I guess they are now. Not sure if he's been able to start those upgrades just yet. Mutas are going to fly in on that 3rd base. Oh, there goes the army.
I didn't like it anyways.
Ooh, he's going to get good damage. Clem was not expecting this. Got to be able to defend at the same time, though. Oh, really good damage. Where are the Marines, man? Look, the Marines are coming out now. He's got to get back in the middle. Defending both sides while doing this is very tricky. The Widowmine's trying to drag the friendly fire onto him. Queens are going to clean it up along with the Mutiling Bane popping at home. The mutas are still in the back, picking things off. He's going to go up to 8 gases. The mutas are going to rotate. Very nicely played. And he's got to respect it now. Oh, he's just going to grab it. Oh, it's only 2 Marines. He's got to focus up here. He can't focus on everything. He could have clicked on that.
Yeah,
he could have clicked
the
on
mines
that.
just killed me too many times, quite simply.
He doesn't want to lose. He felt he didn't have enough banes. He didn't want to risk going forward because if Clem was staring at it, he knew Clem could focus fire the units. Instead, he lures Clem in, gives up the hatchery. And why does he give the hatchery up? So that Clem comes in way too deep and gets massively punished for it. Well worth losing a 5th hatchery. Beautiful play there for Serral. Really well done because he can rebuild that 5th. That 5th is basically a macro hatchery. It's like losing a barracks at this stage. It's not losing a base. Why? You've got 4 bases fully mining. You don't really need many more drones than this anyway. He transfers workers from the main to the 4th. You can rebuild the 5th, rebuild the 6th, take a macro hatch, all that sort of stuff. Now, he's not made a macro hatch just yet, guys. Why? Because he has faith in his injects. If you're a normal human playing Mutilating Bane in a scrappy game like this, you go double macro hatch now. Dark would probably drop double macro hatch. Serral believes he can keep up his injects perfectly, and you can see he's doing a very good job of that. Injecting
my upgrades are just so bad. Like I literally don't even have 2-2.
Already transferring workers.
I want 1-2 even. I don't even have 2-2 started. I mean,
he doesn't even have 2-2 started, so he's trying to go infestation for Hive. There's so many things.
I think we are getting some map presence right now, so that's good.
So well for Serral.
AFKing so hard here for no
and he's saying Clem's AFKing so hard here. I'm getting some map presence. That's good. But his upgrades being behind means there is still a very real point of tension in this match where things could go terribly wrong.
Honestly, if I just had
1-1
good
versus
upgrades,
2-2 takes a few bad Widow Mines.
Like he's already 2-2 actually.
Yep, you got to start your 2-2, bro.
2-2,
did he start it? He probably just started it off the hotkeys and he didn't catch it. But it's going to be about 2 minutes behind on the upgrades, which is a big window. And that base is indefensible. There's no way you're going to fight off creep there. It just doesn't make sense. Way. Once again, it's a low-value hatchery. You take it. If it gets up, that's great. If not, you just cancel it. No worries. Oh, does lose 1 muta. That could be worse. Tries to spread the Zerglings. Oh, this is huge. Clem focuses down 1 or 2 of these mutas. I think that's okay. Door comes in. Command center dying will be big. He's going to kill the command center and then run away. Nice move. Next Thor shot only hits one of the mutas on the fringe.
Like 20 mutas there for no reason. It's going to be hard to get the base ever.
Oh! Catches Clem not looking for a moment. Good move. Clem is denying the creep, keeping him penned in his corner. Is the Hive started? I'm not quite sure. He's honestly moving his camera so fast, it's hard for me to keep up. Like, where is 2-2? Is it halfway done? Is it 2/3 done? Did he forget it? Is his Hive finished?
There's a mine there. I didn't see.
Widow Mine behind the gas. Nice hide there from Clem. Ooh, those mutas need to get out, and they will. But he's keeping Clem at least splitting units into his natural. Clem's on 4 base. You're going up to base number 6 in the top left. Ooh, a few units do fly in. Serral with a big exhale there. Not happy with that.
Oh my god, there's a mine there as well. I didn't see.
And there's Widow Mines everywhere. And this is Clem's doing a really good job of denying
my whole
control
a couple of mines
and keeping him in a really stressful situation, you know? Very hard for Serral to stay on top of this. And I think this is just a testament to Clem is basically right now just trying to get back in the game with his multitasking and his mechanics. Notice he shift-clicked the drone, said move back, then build the hatchery, knowing that by the time it gets there, these units will be on top. Clem still focuses down like 8 banelings there in a situation where most players would have killed like 3 zerglings before losing everything. This looks like he's going to have to give up another base though. Sure. So annoying. How is Clem against the guy who's on mass mutilating Bane this active? And I get the upgrade advantage helps, but it's just the way Clem darts in, does damage, pulls out, picks in. You know what? This time he's a bit afraid. Clem's very committed to this corner, and I think Clem realizes if he loses this army suddenly, on only 4 bases, he's in trouble. There's a command center floating past this, but Serral just goes straight for the SCVs, gets the turret down. Ultra Cavern is now upgrading, so the Hive is finished. That means Adrenal Glands should be on the way. 3-3 may have started. I have no idea if it has or not. There's a lot going on at once right now. Still back on 5 base is Zerg, but he's denying barracks in the main. The 5th base hasn't been able to get out. He just split a Zergling to burrow under the potential 5th base location that he knows Clem wants. The Banes are going to roll in. They're not going to do that much. They kill a couple of units, but the mutas do take out an SCV. Sorry, a medevac there. The Banelings took out 5 or 6 SCVs. He's killing medevacs as they pop. Actually, killing the starport is a prime target. There's often only one starport in the game. It's one of those things people often don't think about, but I do love sniping a starport at this stage. He moved commands forwards to wrap around and get the Banelings on top of that bio. Clem's not watching because the mutas are dictating where he's looking, and this is one of the rare times where Clem actually makes pretty significant and pretty consistent mistakes in this matchup, guys. Double Thor chasing his mutas just as he clumps. But luckily the mutas don't die. Ling Bane's there to stay on top. The double Thor drop chasing the mutas, very scary. Ling Bane in the south side goes down. These two Banes are going to unburrow and then roll in. Clem watching though. And he's going to reburrow them in the mineral line to be as annoying as he possibly can. Dude, that does get scanned down, but at least he forces a scan out of Clem. 6 bases are well established now as the drones transfer to the bottom side. The question is, can he defend it? Because you know Clem's going to be darting across this map. Clem's 5th base is getting up in the midst of this. I do wonder where the upgrades are for the ground. Yes, the Ultras are now on the field. There's no Infestors, no Vipers. And if you are down double upgrades and there's a heavy Marauder count, it could be good. But remember, the mutas in the main base denied a few of the tech lab arrows. So I don't know what the Marauder count's going to be. And Marauders are kind of the only real answer to the Ultras right now. You can see the Marauder count's pretty low, man. There's a pretty low Marauder count. This is very scary for Clem right now. Muta's going to go back in on that side. He doesn't want to continue with the Ultraling Bane too far. 2 Thors stuck on anti-muta duty on that left side. Those mutas may need to rotate around. Still transferring drones in the middle of it. Changelings scouting as well.
I kind of want to kill him before he gets anything good.
I want to kill him before he gets anything good. He doesn't want to let Ghost get out, guys. He's very wary of Clem's ghosts. But he's going to get surrounded here. And that's a real problem. He loses 3-4 ultras very quickly. I think that's okay to take out the planetary. He can afford a trade like that right now, even though it's not good cost for cost. It's taking away one of the very few bases that are available. And look at the way he stacks the mutas to make sure they can one-shot the mine before it fires. If you come in spread out, the Widow mine will get the shot off because half your mutas are lagging behind by half a second. So he always clicks underneath the mutas to stack them. Problem, if you stack them like that and the Thor gets a shot off, it's going to hit center of mass and its splash damage is going to do much more. So it's a very dangerous situation, Mutaling Bane versus Biomine Thor. You can see the Marauders on the front line. Clem taps!
We actually get the up there. That's good stuff right there, actually.
Clem just throws in the towel. We get the dub. That's good stuff there, says Serral. I'm honestly shocked. I thought Clem was going to hang in there for a while.
Wasn't the greatest game by any means, but I guess the Muta counters just did put so many wrenches into his play because everything on my side went absolutely horrific.
wait, what? I think he's saying his counters, at least they went well because everything on his side went horrific. So I guess what he's talking about is like his mutas did lots of damage. His Ling Bane run by did lots of damage, even though he kept having to give up bases and kind of taking sloppy fights on his side of the map. So it was kind of like, I'm losing on the defense, but you're losing on the defense. So it kind of cancels out and I come out on top.
Put so many wrenches into his play because everything on my side went absolutely horrific. Yeah, he just had no anti-air there, but of course that's usually the case. I didn't kill that much, to be honest. I was kind of just shooting at gas. I killed 10 workers.
Yeah, I was a little surprised the mutas stopped to just attack a building.
I got the medivacs. I think that was when I won the game.
But he defended so well and cleaned up that drop, so that gave him massive control. 20 worker advantage.
That's when I got extremely far ahead.
That's when I got extremely far ahead. You are correct, Serral. So he knows he was in a really good spot.
Probably not too many chances for him, honestly, in this game.
Not too many chances for Clem.
Well, there's always a chance, but
this is the best map for Zerg versus Terran. So it's kind of odd to see Serral stomping Clem a few times here, but also it is the best map for ZVT, in my opinion. Big map.
All right, one more game.
Push. One of the best maps for Mutalisks as well. Great for Ling Bane play. I'm kind of a little curious that Clem hasn't tried like an early Hellbat timing or something like that, because a lot of the times people do one of these big Stim Marine Hellbat timings as a way to try and punish a Zerg, because the Zergs are often trying to delay the Banes a bit and get to mutas and that sort of thing. The reason he might not be doing that, where he does it against Raynor, I'm not sure if I'm missing
something here, but
he does it against Raynor a lot on this map, but I think he doesn't do it against Serral because he knows that Serral is at his heart a much safer player. So you'll see Clem play Old Republic, vicious timing attacks against Darks, Raynors, greedy Zergs, and yet he plays a bit more conservative against Serral. It feels like he needs to find maybe a better timing. And speaking of a better time and timing, 10,000 feet. This is going to be, I think, the final game of their matchups in this series, guys. There's only about 25 minutes left in this stream, so it can't be too long. 10,000 feet is an amazing map for Terran because it's small. It's got a really good ledge if you take this this middle base as Zerg, which the tanks can siege from behind. But it's got ledges. There's no extra bases. If it gets to late game, Zerg gets their 6 bases on their side of the map, and then the 2 middle bases are nearly impossible to defend. And normally the way Terran loses late game, because they expand at a slower rate, is like on Mothership or something. Zerg just takes all the bases all over the map. They get all these bases and the Terran can't really counter them. On Tourmaline, the corner bases, it's hard for the Terran to take them, hard for the Terran to punish the Zerg. They got to cross a big open area to get there. On 10,000 feet, the advantages are there for Terran. Shorter rush distance, some good push paths, some good ledges, and no easy kind of middle bases or extra bases for Zerg to take. 6 bases is still a lot though, and Serral has a history of being amazing on these maps. So I would not be surprised if Serral gives Clem a very big fight, a good run for his money.
Would rather not lose anything.
That spawning pool was half a second late. You can see the consternation on his face. He misclicked it the first time, guys. He tried to click it just before he had the 200 minerals. So he thought the command went through, and then he was like, wait, why didn't that build? And he quickly selected it and built it again. Delays the spawning pool half a second, maybe 1 second. But it's so funny just seeing him kind of frown like, that didn't work the way it was supposed to. And you can really see
no sound action.
Serral understands. He has his real intention when he's playing Clem, as he accidentally had the sound off during the replay, so he's just turned it back on. He has a lot of intention around the early game. He knows that any small mistakes early can snowball very hard. And even though in these games there have been things that he's been, oh, not the best game, making mistakes here or there, he has been having very clean first 3 minutes of the game and running away with the games from there. It's a snowbally game, StarCraft 2. And especially when you're playing the fastest Terran in the world, a guy who loves to be aggressive, you can get a bit of a lead. Sometimes Clem will impale himself into you. Like, you can just defend, and he'll just throw armies into you and throw units away. It's almost like relaxing if you get far enough ahead against him. You're like, oh my God, this is not stressful at all. Yeah. Like, this is way more chill. This is great. Yeah.
Almost.
28 third hatchery, guys. He does that to make sure it gets down nice and early.
Any links when you play like this? So.
Still selecting the hatcheries, building drones in between. He will go double inject.
I didn't lose any.
Actually, no, I don't think he injected the main. I think he's going to go quick creep tumor, which is optimal. Yeah. No inject in the main, guys. The reason he waits, because he needs 2 queens to protect the tumor. He wants the lava inject on the natural as well, because that's where the drones need to mine. He needs to get those minerals up as fast as possible, and then the minerals on the third after that. Why do people play Extreme Greed against Serral, considering he always plays a defensive style? He doesn't always play defensive. Serral's become a much more versatile player. You'll see him get free wins against Hero all the time by doing like a 12-pool drone drill. You'll see him do all sorts of like sneaky Niduses against Raynor when Raynor was playing Protoss, especially against Protoss players. He pegs when they're going greedy really well. Clem always plays greedy, but it's kind of like a middle-of-the-road style of greed. And Serral doesn't really all in him too much, because Clem's able to hold most things with the way he plays. It's like a middle-of-the-road standard greed. Maru plays extreme greed, and Serral will all in Maru a fair amount of the time. Not as much as Raynor will, but enough to punish him. So Serral's quite flexible to how his opponents play. He used to do a lot more timings against Clem, but Clem, like early roach attacks and stuff, but Clem...
That's crazy. I actually felt like he was going in if he didn't see the links there.
Yeah, I think you're right, Serral. I think Serral's kind of upset because if he had his lings further back, Clem would have come in deeper, and then he could have killed the Hellions.
He already knew I had 6 lings. It would have been a pretty crazy decision.
He's just like, oh, if only I'd pulled back a bit faster, he would have thrown those units away. We'd have such easy creep spread. It'd be great. Good Overlord positioning for him. Notice he's got an Overlord in front of his main on the left side, but it's not fully covering the edge of the map. He also doesn't have an Overlord on the right side of the map to this third base. But I think as his creep spreads in that direction, he should get enough vision anyway. Lair's up at a very competitive timing. He's been really good on his Lair timings. Now, I wouldn't be surprised to see a Roach one go down and him to play Zergling Speed into Roaches.
You're gonna lose double tumors there, that's so good.
And yet, we're getting past the time where it's too late for that if he doesn't drop it in the next 10 seconds.
Yeah,
so
obviously a little bit.
Maybe it... Oh, is he playing Ling Infesta? Because I don't see a Baneling nest either.
It's gonna be a bit rough because I'm not gonna have any creep there, so I literally just can't expand.
Oh, yeah, he's gonna try and take the top right base. I think he's playing Ling Infesta. Fast Ultra, guys. This looks like a very heavy mineral style. He gets the Banshee! Oh, Banshee
I'm
gets
actually
slapped
misclicking
down.
so much today. It's kind of
He
crazy.
replaces his hatchery. His hatchery was misplaced. He has to cancel it and rebuild it. Loses 70 minerals for that. That hurts. But killing the Banshee, totally worth it. And that's been the story of this matches today, right?
So
Or is he going straight Hydra, I guess is the other option, right? He could be going straight Hydra. There's so many builds in this patch
really
for
good
Zerg.
start, though, but
Was that a Hydra den in the main?
One.
Double Evo goes down 530. Oh! Oh! Oh my lord! He was caught out of position there. That was scary. There's only one Banshee to take advantage of this, though. And as the Overseer arrives, it's going to take a lot of damage. Serral's doing well in this opening, guys. Very efficient on the minerals. He's got 5 gas. 4th hatchery's a little exposed, but I think he's okay, honestly. Trying to reorganize his queens right now. He's thinking, I'd like to clump these queens up since the Banshee's still split off to the right. He can't quite do it. Transferring workers, so he's going to start saturating his 4th mineral line. It's just a Baneling
No Baneling
nest.
speed eater.
His Baneling nest is a bit late. His Baneling speed should have been faster with this build.
Worried here.
There's a lot of things going very well, but it's great. It's very reassuring to see that Serral's not perfect. You know, I'm sure he'd say he's far from
just does a
perfect in
marine
these
push.
games.
I might be a bit
Most of
hard
us,
to
though,
hold
it's
with.
about as close to perfect as we could dream of.
This map has a couple nasty positions.
That's a brave hatchery, so he doesn't want to take
tank
the middle
push
one. He
marine
wants to
push
take the
is
left
always
one and
easy
say,
to
hey, sure, you can probably deny that, but he's mining the minerals open. He'll start spreading creep there. And that's the base he's willing to give up. He's not willing to give up this right side base at all. He's putting Ling spotters out there to make sure it doesn't get a sneaky drop on it. He's waiting to receive Clem's double drop. Should Overseer Scout, honestly. Clem is oddly defensive. Where are the Stim Marines, guys? It's 7 minutes. I know Cloaked Banshee
Play
slows down
Hydra
Stim
Bane
Marines.
this time around.
There's got to be a double drop arriving any moment now, and I feel like Serral should probably be splitting his units. There we go.
Actually, already gonna add a 6 gas and a macro.
I didn't check this is the max quality today, guys. It is. It's like, imagine if I'm doing this not on the highest quality the whole time. Obviously, it's not going to be as high quality as me and a lot of other people's streams, but it's good enough, I think. Alright, defends the right side really well. So it's just a standard Hydra Bane he's gone for, guys. Just with a
Don't
very
tell me he's
delayed
gonna
Bane nest.
camp this. It's looking like he's literally has 0 interest to play the game right now.
I'm surprised that Clem's not played any 2-1-1. He uses that a lot in tournaments against Serral. Maybe he doesn't want to give Serral too much practice against the 3 command center 2-1-1. Save it for the tournaments. Ooh, the tank positioning in the middle is annoying. Serral hasn't taken the middle base. Clem assumes he's taken the middle base, and then realizes, wait, you don't even have a hatchery there? Serral, this hatchery on the left's awkward, but the one in the middle is way too weak against that tank position. That's why Serral didn't take it.
Mineral field depleted. Our forces are under attack.
Taking some Hydras, which is a pretty bad decision, probably, but
Hive starts up. Serral saying, you know, Hydras was a bad choice because they're not as mobile as some of the other units. Ling Bane on the right, just continuing to poke around. Gets a Marine or two. It's not bad. Tank on this ledge. I wouldn't mind him taking the middle of the map. I feel like Serral should be looping around through the middle of the map and encircling this army if he's going to take this fight.
this might
He's
be
going to
the
go
worst
around the
fight of
corner.
my life, but
Oh, I don't know about this,
it
mate.
is.
I do not know about this angle. This feels like a real half-baked attack angle for Serral.
Just too
He gets 1
impatient,
tank
never
and
takes
3
his
Marines
fight
for like
against
60
Serral.
Zerglings and 20 Banelings. That's a bad trade. And Clem's going to be really happy with that. I think
I was
like
in
I
a
said, if you're
great
going to take this
position
fight, you've
before
got to
I
loop
messed
around
that one up.
through the sensor tower and fully encircle that position, or just give this base up, send 70% of your army to counter, something like that.
Oh my god.
He only
thank
set
God
off
he
2
didn't.
Banelings. You need 3 to kill a Widowmine, guys. He manually boxed 2 Banelings, hit detonate, and he meant to hit 3. So it was a misclick for him. Oh, and he drags another one in. Serral tilted. Oh, he's got to be so annoyed at that. Some micro mistakes against these Widowmines.
Nothing more. I had nothing more than Widow Mine.
Oh, the retarget. There was a manual retarget, I believe, for Clem there on that left Widowmine. But Serral's bleeding a lot of units. He had a great opening. And then over the last few minutes, he's maybe gone 3,000 resources behind in the unit's roster, Clem. So Clem has his 4th fully up, probably has a 5th, maybe a 6th command center building. Good fungal there, that's very cute, but awkward trade here for both sides.
Mines just keep eating Centra mass.
Even though he gets some Marines with the fungal Baneling, he loses a lot of Banelings for it, which is costly. Now that he's got Infestors on both sides, he can actually threaten these Marine moves. This is something I've been talking about for a while, is Clem will out multi-prong you. You've got to at least have the threat of fungal on multiple sides of the map so that Clem can't just abuse you with these drops. The moment you have the threat of fungal landing and his units being stuck where he can't micro them, can't load them into the medevacs, that's where you can punish him. It does feel like Clem is fully warmed up now, doesn't it, guys? It's kind of like Serral's been bullying Clem a little bit, and now Clem might be the one bullying him. But we don't know the macro situation. Sometimes Clem doesn't build an early 5th, doesn't go ghost, and maybe he's committing more to this aggression than we realize. He's got to hang in here and try to find efficiency. Serral will doggedly fight front on in these situations for a long time. He needs Hydras on this right side to help clear the Widow Mines. Without Hydras, he's in a real spot of bother. Losing a few drones, starting to lose that position to the Lib Bio. Starts the Frenzy upgrade for the Hydras. We'll split a Ling and a Bane off to that left side. That Widow Mine will go down. He's going to lose 1 or 2 Hydras, but we'll take out the Liberator. Lurker upgrades are coming in as well. I imagine we're going probably like, I don't know, +3 carapace, +2 melee right now, something like that on the upgrades. Hard to see because he always blitzes through them so quickly, and of course his bottom right side is covered as well by the camera. Okay, rotating, looking for that angle. He's not that big an army. It's a bit of a derpy push there to get caught out like that for Clem. But of course, this is the real army on the left side, isn't it? I feel like one third of his army on the right, and a lot more on the on the left. But hold on. Great fungal catch on the left. Hydras will clean it up. Can he get a fungal on these guys as well? Yes, he can. Serral, in the middle of those fights. Oh, big Widow Mine.
Yeah, I'm just kind of getting cracked here.
Kind of getting cracked here. Feels like his defenses are getting cracked. He's getting opened up a little bit. But honestly, I think the fight on the right was so good, it's acceptable. And the fact that Clem gave up the ridge there, not too bad. Might need another Spore on that main base because he doesn't have any mobile anti-air there, and that's problematic. Okay, the Queens are there. He's okay. He might have to split his army right now. You can see he doesn't have that much creep spread. Right side. He can see Clem moving to the right here. Clem's going to deny this middle. And Clem's got range libs, I think, soon. Or at least he's got a decent lib count. So Corruptors are going to be necessary eventually. He's trying to just do it with Viper Hydra for now. See if Serral can pull that off. The Widow Mine's not quite firing. The Ling's diving on top, as are the Hydras. There's too many libs. He cannot fight these libs. He does push through, though, with the Ling Bane. Overwhelms the ground army. And he will clean up that Overseer there as well. The libs are going to unsiege and fly away. Defending this position is huge. The libs are going to re-siege once again. A little bit greedy here from Clem. Clem's trying to just constantly push. Clem does not know how to holster his bad boy, does he? If there's one thing, if I was ever going to get Clem a Christmas present or a birthday present, guys, I think it would just be a holster. Some way of containing his burgeoning Terran aggression. You know what I mean? The man is a guy with
like the whole map.
Cursed sword that hungers for blood. And yet he has no friggin' sheath to put that sword in, you know? He's just, let me attack.
That great, honestly.
The fact that Clem's taking this middle base on the left side, it kind of tells Serral what he needs to do to win the game. He needs to bust this command center that's just floated out on the left side of the map. If he stops Clem taking the middle, Clem might overextend to defending it, and then you can counter swing and smash him. This is an insane command center. This is like actual Clem being crazy. Some would say stupid. I'm going to be nice. That command center floating out in front of your army seems wild to me. This might win Clem the game. This is the sort of pig-headed aggression that I both admire and also am in constant awe of. But I also think it can throw games being this cocky. Clem trying to secure this base this early, 14.5 minutes. If he gets away with it, it could be game-winning. Where's the army? There's no army. Takes a Widow Mine on one of the Vipers. It does not die. And he will be able to deny this base as long as the Hydras click it. Serral! He's afraid of the ghosts. I ain't afraid of no ghosts. Apparently Serral is afraid of the ghost, guys. He would not cut it as a Ghostbuster. Clem is a gigantic marshmallow man. Coming to ruin his day. Yeah, I think denying that base. Clem's on 8. He's not got the right base. So Clem's on what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Serral's on 6. Serral's army is not super good for the end game. I think he probably needs to get out like Burrowed Fungal. Burrowed Fungal. I don't think Greatest Spire is going to have any real impact in this game because there's no tanks or
Oh
anything
my
like
god,
that.
I lost my Viper and my arm.
Just lost a
became so
Viper there
much bad.
to a Ghost coming forward and sniping it. He's not happy about that. Oh my gosh. He's got to rotate this army. If he can flank with half the army from the other side, I think Serral can take it, but he's kind of... Clem's bullying him with scans, lib sieges. Serral needs to split his army up. He's going to split some Lings to the right side. Good fungal. Nice fungal. Hydras would be good on top of that as well. Lings will clean a few Marauders though. Oh, beautiful hold position, Micro, man. He's going to run in that right side. This is an orbital. This is good for him, man.
Oh my god, he had a lot home.
It's a lot of Widow Mines at the rally. A lot of Widow Mines and Marauders, though. Interesting. Bank is building for Serral. Serral's got to split his army to come in with multiple sides. He's got Banes and Hydras here as well, guys. It is not just Zerglings, as I at first thought it was. So he does finally split the army. A few Lings and Banes of that mineral line would be nice. He's going to get the Banelings on the rally. And he doesn't get any Banes on the worker line, which it's kind of annoying, but also I think Clem's orbital count is probably up to at least 6, potentially higher. I get the sense that Clem's not played max orbital. I do get the sense that Clem's playing more planetary heavy, high on worker counts, but low on orbitals. And oh, that nasty snipe. That was absolutely a gotcha hatchery. That was an obnoxious move, Clem. I'm going to give you a friggin' yellow card for that. That's not cool, man.
At least my army might zoom to without.
I mean, it is cool if you're cheering for Clem. It's very cool. Scan, sees that Serral's distracted and just ruins him. Big army on the right side, though. I like that Serral's using the positioning. Says you're so focused on defending that left side that you are going to struggle here. The Banes! Oh, the Banes with the Blinding Cloud. The Marines ran into them. Nice move there. But, dude, these libs are ruining the Hydras. Okay, the Hydras, he gets 3 of them out, or 2 of them out of the lib zone, and actually starts to do some really good damage. The Ling Bane could do decently there, but the units come back and drop to defend that base. What I would give to see everything going on in this game right now. The Hydraling Bane Viper multi-prong is good. I love that Serral has got 2 armies, and if he can get Clem to get a bit more static, if Clem ends up with 2 armies,
that's so crazy. Maybe this base was actually open there. Now I gave him time to reinforce it. So
if Clem gets one on each side,
okay, let's just keep trying this.
Serral can quickly regroup his whole army on one side, smash the front base, and then rematch, and then go and hit the natural again. So he's gonna hit this side, thinking there's not enough units down here. He may be correct. And he's going to get a bit of damage. It's a very annoying move. He's got plenty of Banes up north, but he's got to be very wary of Widow Mines. Let's snipe it before it can fire. Okay, he's got an Infestor that could come from mine. There's turrets there, though. There are turrets there.
Oh,
he will lose the Infestor. Oh, no, he doesn't. He gets out of turret range just in time. So he only takes the splash damage from the Widow Mine, not the direct target damage. Dude, this is so sick. Trying to catch him. Like I said, you can't really defend these middle bases normally as Zerg. Serral is actually mining off the one on the left. Clem, though, is on the right. Sorry, Clem is mining off this one on the left for a long time now. Corruptors are here. They've been necessary for a long time to deal with this massive lid play.
Because I'm not able to clean this base up.
Yeah, he needs to bust this third. If he can bust this third properly, it's going to open things up for him. But once again, he's out of position just a little bit, not massively. Oh, good surround. And the Corruptors can take out like a bunch of Medivacs, maybe a live or 2. Oh, army on the right gets hammered though. He's got to give up the army on the right. That's fine. He might be able to bust this base, honestly. Clem derping around a little bit there. I think Serral is just going to go for it now.
Break this,
They might get dragged. Dude, how many friggin' lives are there? Viper goes in. It's going to die to turrets, unfortunately. That queen goes down. Hydras will deal with the lib on the top right. He's going to take out Clem's middle base, which is huge, but Clem's going to shove top right. Clem is always predictable, guys. If you punch Clem, he'll punch you back. And Serral taking that base on the left side was a proper crotch punch. So, of course, Clem immediately, rather than holding his own gonads and going, ah, he's going to immediately try and punch Serral in the cock. And
really, pro?
Does get it. Well done. Didn't think he was going to get that hatchery snipe. I thought he was going to lose a lot more units for it, but beautiful spready. Still loses 6-7 Zerglings, but massively mitigates damage. And Serral's going to try and retake the middle. The next fight or 2 is going to be decisive in this game. Serral only has 1,500 minerals and 900 gas. By all rights, most people would say Clem should win from here. He should be able to wear you down with the efficiency of ghosts and libs, but now that Corruptors have joined the fray, especially, I feel like one good fungal wins this game for Serral. If he can't land any good spells, could be a problem. Oh, he gets a decent fungal. It's a decent fungal. There's not that much depth to this army. Clem's a lot of Widow Mines heavily damaged the ghosts. The Banelings are on top of the ghosts, which means they can't snipe the Ultra. That's not enough. He does clear a lot of air units though. And anytime you get the Terran on their heels running like that, and the Corruptors just kill all the air units, it's massive. It's very good for Zerg. But I don't know if peeing on the command center is the right play. This is a very kind of crazy choice for Serral. He's going maximum P stream! He gets the orbital while the Ultra Bane chases the Ghost back. Wow, that's a big snipe. He's denying Clem's 6th base. Serral is taking the middle bases. Bases 7 and 8. Even if he loses one of these, Clem's not even got his 6th base up. This is huge.
Okay, I'm maxed out. Shouldn't be... That's a really good counter attack.
I'm maxed out. This shouldn't be a... Oh, that's a really good counter. Yep. How dare you try and finish a thought while playing Clem in a game of StarCraft, Serral? We all know that's not possible. Oh my god, he's not just going to get the middle hatchery. Is he going to get another hatchery? Clem's being a very annoying player right now. A few things are there. Serral's going to read it. At least it's just 4 Marauders. They're good for sniping buildings, but not much else. Serral, you can see, has 28 Zerglings on control group 4 over there, guys.
Actually.
That's his drop defense squad, which should be able to defend that hatchery. He's got to track it, though, as no doubt those Marauders will redrop and come in one more time. Ooh, Widow Mine. Did he just dodge the Widow Mine, or did the Marauders get hit by it? I think they picked up. Remember that last split-second micro, as always. Not many spellcasters left on the map here for Serral, but Ultralink Bancroft is very good in a mobile game, and Clem has failed to make the map feel claustrophobic. This is a map where a lot of players build planetaries forward. They inch their way across with static defense. Clem is not that style of player. Clem is such a mobile player. He's kind of played the Zerg game on this map rather than leaning into the Terran advantages. And that's very good for Serral because it means the Ultralink Bane with the Corruptors! The Corruptors just killed so many Medivacs and the rest are very damaged. Clem can't
we get the dot there, actually.
And Serral takes him down. An epic game on the Terran-favored map.
Easily, actually.
Is that 4-0 for Serral, guys?
Ooh, we get the dot there, actually.
Yeah, you do.
That was a quite bad game, honestly. It wasn't even a bad game, it was just... The lips kinda killed the Hydras every time, it felt like.
Yeah. But then you built Corruptors. Corruptors good unit.
Just needed Vipers earlier.
No, Corruptors, not Vipers!
He had so much of the map, I'm actually
Vipers
surprised I won that.
He had so much of the map, surprised I won that. So here's the way it works, guys. Basically, obviously, Corruptors are the best answer to Libs, but they're expensive. They don't have any upgrades when they come out. If you're already on Hydras, if you can just get a few Vipers, you can just abduct the Libs in. If the Libs are clumped, you can drop a Parasitic Bomb. But each Viper can abduct 2 Liberators. So especially when you've got tempo, if you catch like 4 Libs in a fight, pull them out of siege mode, there's only 1 or 2 left shooting, your Hydras can just push through it. When there's like 6 or 8 Libs sieged up, even with 20 Hydras, trying to push through those Lib zones can be rather brutal. So that's why you're saying, okay, need to get the Vipers a little bit quicker to start, keeping the Lib count down and chipping away at them. Obviously, you're still always going to go Corruptors eventually, but he felt like his Viper timing was a little late.
I think there were some good moments here, definitely, but...
Some good moments,
It's
definitely.
like the Hydras didn't do any good.
The Hydras didn't do any
The
good.
Corruptors are out, the game gets so much more better for me.
Yeah, once the Corruptors get out, the game gets, it just changes. When your opponent's this Lib committed, and this is a not many Terrans do this, but Clem does like to mix this heavy Lib tempo style in, and it's...
There was some weakness on this location, definitely.
There's some weakness here. I think Serral's like, I could have probably busted this a bit earlier, but the fact that he kept attacking this area was really key. And this is crucial, guys. If a Terran ever takes a really front forward position and focuses all their defenses there, they kind of want you to fight into that. I think Serral was very wise to go, well, you're committing planetary turrets, sensor towers, Widow Mine, Lib spread up here on the left. Let's keep counterattacking this base, which is an orbital, this third base, which is exposed. There's no planetary. Yeah, he put some defenses there, but it's nowhere near as entrenched and as much of a focus point. It's the obvious exposed base at the front is the one where Clem was very, very focused on defending.
If I just had the right kind of counterattack force there, which I didn't usually.
The right kind of counterattack
Like
force.
TW.
Which normally he doesn't have. And I think that's, it's so often you go across with a counterattack. Okay, here's 20 Zergling, let's go in. there's a bunch of Marines at the rally point and they do nothing. Or you come in with a Hydraling Bane, oh, this is all right. And there's 4 Liberators and you've only got 5 Hydras and they just, oh, damn it. You know, but he did a really good job of pulling the right amount of units to that side. And that is 4-0, guys. 3-0 against Clem's Terran, 1-0 against his Protoss. Admittedly, he got 2 ZVTs on Old Republic, but I gotta say, I am very impressed. Serral with some really good control in those games. What is really exciting is that he was happy to play Ling Bane in these maps. A style where often Clem bullies you and just picks off units for free and gets these crazy good trades, but even in the midst of some things going bad, Serral it felt like he was surfing through the chaos of the ZVT matchup with Clem. I'm sure Clem kind of thinks, ooh, there was enough opportunities if I was a little bit cleaner. If in that first game they played, he didn't let the Ling run by in and kill so many SCVs, it could have been totally different. But I really feel like Serral's leveled up from last week's stream. Feels like he's kind of getting his head into the game right now a little bit after a bit of it sounded like a break for personal projects, whatever that meant. Either way, I'm so excited. I hope you guys enjoyed these games, and thank you so much for watching. I hope I did okay with the editing of it, as well as the talking over him and adjusting his volume here and there. It's very tough to do these sorts of videos in a completely clean way, but hopefully we didn't talk over Serral too much and that sort of thing, as we do want to actually add something to the video rather than just repost his stream. Don't forget, guys, go over to twitch.tv/Serral to subscribe to his stream to get access to these videos after the live streams as well, so you can go back and watch the videos like I was here. And just a massive thanks, everyone, for the support. We'll see you guys next time. Goodbye and good night.